Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. Today, I have Ananya with me. So, she's a psychologist. So, thank you very much for being here. It's my pleasure to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lakshit, for inviting me, and I hope you're doing good.
Yeah, I am. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to have you again. It would be great if you can, speak about yourself and what you do and all those things. That would be great.
Okay, so by qualification, I'm master's in psychology, and I've also done a PG diploma in child counseling and guidance.
Okay.
So I'm also an alternative therapist. So I use complementary therapies like theta healing, hypnosis, and radical, and
Hmm.
various other modalities. And one of them is also EFT, emotional freedom technique. So I combine psychotherapy with all these modalities. And so the success rate and the speed at which the results are achieved, that increases a lot.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So, could you speak about today's topic and what is it? And that would be great if you can speak about today's topic and what we're going to speak about.
Okay, so one of the modalities that I use and something which is very popular, especially in abroad, and now in India as well, is emotional freedom technique. Or it is also called EFT tapping. So EFT is basically the short form of emotional freedom technique. So it is basically a blend of modern psychology and Chinese acupuncture or acupressure. So in the
Okay.
Chinese acupuncture, we used to use needles and place it in certain parts of the body. And the intention was to release the stuck energy
Mm-hmm.
from the body.
Okay.
So in EFT, instead of needles, we are using tapping. We are just using our fingertips and we tap on the same points and we achieve the same results. In fact, we just achieve even better results because we are using the principles of breath work and counseling. And also, there's a component of spiritual counseling involved in it. So it becomes a complete package.
Okay.
So I've been using it since as a practice for others as a profession since 2015, and for myself also I've been using in the time when I was learning it. It was around 2013 when I started learning, and I got very good results
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Great.
at personal level and with my clients as
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you. And my first question to you about emotional feeling touch or EFT tapping is how does it works? What it is about and how does it works? You of course you said about what it is, but it would be great if you can tell how does it works.
well. Yeah. So, if I talk about the science behind it, how it's what is happening at the body level, at mind level, when we are doing EFT tapping. So there are few chosen points on on the face, on the hands, and on the body. These
Okay.
are few convenient points. Although there are many other points all over the body, but for convenience, we use only few of them, and they are directly connected to the organs of the body.
Okay.
So in our body, we have about 72,000 meridians. We call them energy meridians or energy highways. So their purpose is basically to transmit energy throughout the body. And when that happens, all other functions are supported through the prana, and even the breathing is supported through the prana. So any kind of blockage happens when at an emotional level we are not able to process an emotion.
Hmm.
So if I have any anger issues or any childhood traumas or any kind of emotional or mental issues, they create a kind of emotion inside the body. So emotion is basically energy and motion. That energy is manifesting everything in the body. So when it gets stuck, it doesn't allow the prana to flow. So when we are tapping at the brain level, we are tapping those points where the energy is stuck.
Hmm.
And then when we do that, we allow the prana to flow because we are releasing the blockage. And at the brain level also, we are making changes. Like in the brain, we have neuro pathways, and they are connected with protein bonds. So one synapse is connected to the other through protein bonds. It's a kind of a glue. So whenever any trauma happens, so for example, even for a 5-year-old or for a child below 10 years, even a teacher, if she scolds or insults in front of other children, for the child, it is a trauma. Maybe as an adult, we may think that it's not such a big deal, happens with everyone. But at that age, at that moment, we felt that insult, we felt that embarrassment or anger, whatever it was, we couldn't process it and it was dumped in the body. Because we consciously then deal with it, it is stored in the subconscious. And our subconscious is about 6,000 times more powerful than the conscious mind. So whenever something is stored there, along with the memory, there is an emotion also. So
Okay.
that emotion also influences us even when we grow up. So when we grow up and we go for an interview and we see another dominant figure, it reminds us of the same incident that happened in the school. So that
Okay.
person becomes a kind of a stimuli which is triggering us to give the same response of fear. Now we logically do not understand where this is coming from or why do I have this fear, but it's coming from the background and whatever happened there in the and it's stored in the subconscious. So when we are doing the tapping, we are triggering the same memory, and through the tapping, the protein bonds begin to melt because we are bringing more attention and empathy to the incident. So that allows the protein bonds to melt, and when they are unstuck, we are able to rewire the same synapse with a new connection. So instead of the old response, we are now able to connect it with a new response, which is more empowered and which is more mature and uh, it has the perspective of love.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. And what kind of issues can EFT tapping be used for?
Okay, so if I talk of issues, whatever research has been done, EFT has been proven to be beneficial for allergies, for emotional traumas, for PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder,
Mhm.
even for depression, and various other issues related to money as well. So there are people who have money blocks or who feel that I am earning but I'm not able to, provide for myself, or my money just vanishes. There are money issues. Maybe it's related to spending, earning, or investing, or whatever. We deal in that area as well. We find out what's the reason behind it. So I believe that almost any area is we can use EFT for healing, even weight issues and food cravings. So there have been research that people are using for such issues and they have got results.
Okay. And can it be used by anyone?
It can be used by anyone, although if there are serious issues which you feel that when you recall it really disturbs you, it's suggested to take help from a practitioner.
Okay. Okay. How do I use EFT tapping if I'm unable to come up with name a feeling or an emotion about an event?
If you're unable to name a feeling, okay,
Yes. Yes. Name a feeling. Yeah. Yeah. A feeling or
okay,
an emotion?
okay. That's completely possible. I mean, sometimes, most of the time, people don't know what they're feeling
Okay.
because feelings are like an onion. If you peel the first layer, you see another, and then the third one. So we try to go to the root. And even if you don't know what you feel, you can just simply say, I don't know what I feel, but it really bothers me. It gives me a lot of stress. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So that's basically the setup statement. And slowly you will be able to uncover your emotion as
Okay. Okay. I'm really sorry for that. So how do you get to know that issue is a problem or an issue is getting cleared up? Maybe through or because of EFT tapping?
Okay. Um, First sign is known as off-gassing. Off-gassing is basically a sign of catharsis. Catharsis happens when we release any toxic emotion from the body and the mind. And that shows whether for different people it's different. Like sometimes people experience watery eyes. They're not crying, like sometimes that happens with my clients. They're not crying, but eyes become watery. It's a kind of a release that's happening. Yawning is another indication that the tapping is working. Then crying is, of course, a part of catharsis.
Okay.
Hiccups is also a sign that it's starting to work. More than that, the person begins to feel lighter. So when we start by rating the distress on a scale of 1 to 10. That's called as the subjective unit of distress. So when I start EFT, suppose I am at 7, so my distress is as high as 7. So when I do one round, I will rate it again. And that will give me an idea where I'm going, whether it's decreasing or not.
Hmm.
And eventually, when we keep doing different rounds and we keep addressing different aspects of the problem,
Okay.
we are decreasing the emotion. And when we are healing the emotion by default, we start feeling better. And the person himself or herself is the biggest evidence that
Okay.
the feeling better begins and then the outcomes also begin to change.
Okay. Okay. Great. So how can somebody handle the root cause of a problem?
Okay, so root cause involves some practice. If you are a beginner, you may not be able to address the root cause, but definitely in the first sitting at only, you will be able to feel a difference. So if you have started with any motion or any problem, you will be able to feel a significant decrease in it. To address the root cause, we need to address all the layers, all the aspects of the problem. Like I gave the example of a child who was dealing with the teacher, and now when he has grown up, is dealing with his boss, but still he is feeling the same emotion
Yeah.
that of a child. So emotions do not have that logic because the subconscious is not logical. Only our conscious mind is logical.
Logical. Yeah.
So to address the root cause, we address the first memory and all the memories associated with that feeling or with that issue. And when we do that, we systematically delete the unwanted emotions and experiences. Experiences, of course, the events which have happened, we do not change them. That's the past. But we begin to change the consequences of the past. So slowly, we are able to address the root cause. So in that requires some kind of a training or maybe practice.
Okay. Okay. Great. So what would be your why do you think EFT tapping could help somebody in their emotions? I think we have already spoken about it, but I just wanted to know what does EFT tapping has to do with emotions? How could some therapy with needles or something else could just tackle that emotion thing?
Okay. So if we look at the word emotional freedom technique. Okay. So freedom means we are not getting rid of the emotion. We are accepting and inviting the emotion.
Hmm.
Why we are doing that? Because if I want to clean my room, I have to look at the dust. So if I'm a law of attraction fan, I may believe that I can't say anything negative. But what I'm saying is already in my consciousness. It's already in my subconscious. The only difference is I'm not acknowledging it fully. I'm just ignoring it, but that doesn't change its existence. I'm not actively doing the problem solving. But when we are doing EFT tapping, we are actively solving the problem and we are facing the problem and the emotions. That's what the emotion needs. It just needs acceptance, understanding, and empathy. Some
Yeah.
time to process it. And when we do that, the emotion begins to melt. Because, like I said, emotion is energy emotion.
Okay.
So that is only a form of energy which we are changing through our love and empathy. And when we are giving empathy, that anger or any other emotion is energy which begins to transform.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Great. Great. Would you do you have anything in, like, I think I'm done from my side. Do you have to speak about something, or would you like to add upon something over here?
Um,
Like if you wish to speak about any particular thing, or would you like to add something more about EFT tapping which you think I didn't cover about, you can just go ahead.
okay. Firstly, I'm sorry. What is
No worry. So why do you think we need to think about past childhood memories or something before that, or why does is that important?
so? When we have started with the surface issue, we call it as the presenting problem,
Okay.
and the presenting problem is only a symptom.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the real issue from where all the other issues are coming. So to address the root cause or the core issue, we need to go to the memory, whether it's coming from childhood, teenager, or maybe adult age. So whatever is the triggering point or the beginning point from which that issue started, or I began to think in a certain way and I started to believe in a certain way, either about myself or the world or other people. That that is important because only through unlocking that part, we will be able to access the power of the mind, which is, like I said, the subconscious mind, and then we will be able to release the emotion. Unless I face that, I will not be able to release it. So to release or remove anything, we have to first accept it and see it. That's why we need to go to the past memories. And like I said, we are not changing the past, we are only changing the consequences.
Mm, true. Okay, great. So what would you like to leave as a message before ending up this session?
So we can do a small demo so that in that connection, I would be able to give good suggestion or recommendation.
Sure. Go ahead.
So although this therapy is, if to address deeper issues, we need to do it for an hour and maybe regularly, but the demo would be good enough for you to just go to start on your own and explore it more. So we will be doing just a general topic like stress relief, and that's very common.
Okay. Okay.
So whatever words I'm using, it's something I'm using as a as- please edit this.
Okay. Okay.
So whatever words I'm using, you can customize it, okay,
Sure.
as per your personal issue.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll show you different points that we will be tapping. So the first point is below the collarbone, little
Okay.
below the collarbone, and we just do little kind of a massage or tapping, whichever is comfortable, and we say the setup statement 3 times.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so the journal name that I'm picking is stress. So you can talk about it. What is it that is causing you stress, so that you can do mentally. I'm just giving cues so that the process happens on its own. So even though it starts with even though, and we say the problem. So even though I have this stress,
Okay.
till I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Mhm.
Even though I have all this stress and it really bothers me, still I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I have this stress regarding my whatever is it related to, you can complete the sentence. It's related to, example, my family or career or my job. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Now the next point is near the eyebrows.
Okay.
So all this stress, you can do it with one hand as well.
Okay.
Just one. If you want, you can do with both. All the stress that I have, it really makes me stuck. Side of the eye really makes me stuck. I don't know how to deal with it. Under the eyes, it's really difficult. Under the nose, under the lips. So it really triggers me. I feel very angry, or whatever your emotion is that is related to the stress. I feel confused. Tapping over the wrist, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So I'm just saying a story related to my problem. So I'm covering all the aspects related to my issue. All the stress, top edge of the thumb, it really bothers me. Tapping over the index finger at the edge of the index finger, tapping over the middle finger top edge, I feel exhausted and confused. Tapping the opposite side of the ring finger, I don't know how to deal with this. But it's understandable that I feel this way. Little finger top edge. It's understandable that I feel this way. Tapping over the karate chop. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. The last point that I use is the gamut point,
Okay. And where
and
is it exactly
which
there?
is between the ring finger
Okay. Okay.
and the little finger. Here we tap and we take 7 deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. It's called the cleansing breath and it helps to release the emotion.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tapping over the top of the head. So before doing this round, I forgot to measure it on a scale of 1 to 10. So if my stress was somewhere at 5, once again I'll measure it on the scale of 1 to 10. So 10 is the maximum stress you can feel, and 1 is not at all. So most probably the stress will go down as you start acknowledging the emotion. So once again we'll start the round, and this time we will release the emotion whichever is stuck inside. Even though I have all this stress, I'm still worthy of love. Tapping over the thymus. This stress reminds me of, you can name from wherever it started and whatever it is about. The stress reminds me of. And the stress is about side of the eye. It's about, you can complete the sentence. It really takes my attention under the eye. Under the nose, I'm not able to concentrate. Decreases my concentration. And what's the worst part of this stress? What's the worst memory which is connected to this stress? You can think of that person under the list of the person or situation, whoever is involved. How did it all start? And what all was happening? Tapping into the canvas. And what did that include about this situation? This situation which is creating struggle in any area of my life. What did I conclude about myself, about others, about the world in general? Did I feel I'm not good enough, or I'm not respected, and I'm not worthy of love, whatever it is? Just mentally tell yourself, just take a deep sigh, breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. I allow the stress to release.
Okay.
I release the stress and every emotion connected with it. I allow my mind tapping over the top edge of the thumb. I allow my mind and body to fully release this emotion. Tapping over the index finger, all this stress that keeps me stuck. Tapping over the middle finger, all the stress that keeps me stuck. I'm ready to release it. Tapping over the opposite side of the ring finger, it's understandable that I feel this way. However, I don't need to keep it forever. I'm ready to release. I'm willing to forgive whoever you need to forgive, whether it's you or someone else. I'm willing to forgive. And whatever it reminds you of, just acknowledge it. And whatever that situation made me feel, it made me feel like, complete the sentence. And I'm ready to release it, tapping over the little finger. I let it go. Tapping over the karate chop. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Tapping over the gamut. Just three deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. One, two, three. Tapping over the collarbone. So no matter what, I'm still a good person. No matter what happens, I'm always worthy of life. I deserve all the attention and love. I'm willing to forgive everyone in the world. As I forgive, it helps me to move on. Forgiveness means letting go of the pain, and it has nothing to do with the other person. I'm fully willing to heal this under the eye, under the nose, and it's possible that my love and my new perspective can heal this. Under the lip, I see the same situation through the new eyes of love. Tapping with the thymus, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Tapping with the wrist, I allow myself to process this emotion with a new perspective. I allow new empowered emotions. I embrace new empowered emotions. Tapping over the thumb, I fully let go. Tapping over the side of the index finger, I relax and let go. Tapping over the side of the third finger, it's easy to let go of what doesn't serve me. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. While tapping the gamut point, just breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth 3 times. Two, Just relax your hand and keeping your eyes closed, you can say yourself 10 affirmations and check the level of distress once again. And you can continue doing many rounds till you feel that the stress has actually gone down.
Okay, are we done?
Yeah.
It was really nice. I enjoyed it. I really feel stressed out, stress free, to be more thing, and it feels good. It feels calmer. It feels happier, and it feels really wonderful. Thank you very much for doing it and showing us how to do. Thank you. It was wonderful and a
Thank you.
wonderful time with you and having you over here. Thank you very much.